Hello. Have I to start?
Hello.
Uh,
Yes, sir. We are starting. Just a second. Yeah.
uh,
Uh, a very good
myself,
evening. First, sir, I am introducing, then you will start by yourself. Okay, sir? Very good evening to all respected resource person, faculty member, researcher, and student and participants. Welcome you all to day 9 session of the 30-day summer training program under International Krishi Manthan 2026. We are delighted to have all of you with us. We as continue this wonderful journey of learning, knowledge sharing, and professional development. Today's session is graced by Dr. Devendra Prasad Shah, who is an associate professor come senior scientist in the Department of Horticulture Pomology since last 6 years at Kalam Agricultural College, Kasiganj under Bihar Agriculture University. He did his graduation and post-graduation from Rajendra Agriculture University, Pusa, and PhD from Birsa Agriculture University, Ranchi. He has worked upon micro-irrigation and protected cultivation on several horticultural crops and have research work on many fruit crops including guava, mango, banana, pineapple, lychee, and strawberry evidenced by published paper. He has published more than 40 research papers and review article, conference paper, 8 book chapter, and more than 35 popular article and author of 2 books on horticulture and pomology. We are truly honored to have such an accomplished scientist and educator with us today. I am confident that his expertise and insight will greatly be benefited to all participants. I respectfully invite Dr. Devendra Prasad Shah to deliver his expert talk and speech.
thank you. May I start now?
Yes, sir, you can start.
Um, my introduction has already been given by the previous speaker, and now I have to discuss before you about the impact of climate change on quality of different fruit crops. And the outlines are as follows. Introduction. As we have discussed that climate change is the long-term shift in temperature and weather pattern, mainly due to global warming. And global warming is further due to the activities of human and burning fuel. We shall discuss about the global warming in detail, the causes of rising temperature around us. Due to global warming, rising of temperature and changing in the rainfall pattern and we see global temperatures are observed about 1.8 to 4 degrees centigrade higher uh, up to 2100, and to main causes of effects is due to the effects in the atmosphere, like the blanket effects. The mixture of different gases are carbon dioxide, methane, NO2, nitrous oxide, ozone, and chlorofluorocarbon, which the chlorofluorocarbon produces due to AC, which we use in our surroundings, in hotels or in our home. The impact of by different ways, which are discussed in this slide. Due to the global warming, increased in global temperature occurs, extreme shift in weather phenomena, which ultimately affects the physiology of the plants, and it alters the pace and disease incidence in our fruit crops. The increased heat, drought, and elevated CO2 ultimately impacts upon the varies due to rise in temperature. Then the anthocyanin development becomes poorer. And if the anthocyanin development occurs better, the color in the grapes, in the colored grapes, appears brighter. In citrus further, if the temperature rises, the acidity of the fruits reduces, and thus the quality of the citrus fruits becomes poorer. Due to the temperature rise, the fruit quality affects by the way that the total soluble protein levels lowers under warming for strawberry, and not only in strawberry, also in the wild blueberries. The higher temperature also decreases the anthocyanin and flavonoid contents in many fruit crops, such particularly colored fruit crops, such as red-fleshed kiwi fruits and strawberry, etc. Or rise in temperature in the fruits, but the rise in the further the impacts of water stress or water deficit ultimately reduces the berry size in grapes, and it also affects the juice content in grapes, because the reduced soil moisture limit the cell expansion in fruits poor juice content. In papaya, water is stress the And if the temperature changes is moderate, then the sugar content and acid content in peach fruits. And the increase in sugar content and acid content is probably due to the less dilution of the juice in the fruits. Impact of extreme weather phenomenon in another fruit quality is a strawberry, in which it affects positively the quality of the strawberry, and the color increases more. Vitamin C content and antioxidants contents also increased in the strawberry due to the water stress condition. The mild salt or water stress better quality of strawberry we found due to the stress which produces reactive oxygen species, ROS and ABA, abscisic acid, activate phenolic and anthocyanin pathways positively, and produces more pigments and antioxidants in the strawberry. Changes in the rainfall pattern due to the global warming, climate change, low rainfall during fruit development peach, increases sweetness in the peach, and also increases the organic acids content in the peach fruits. And it is due to the less water concentration of acid. The diseases and pest incidence also impacts on the fruit quality, and the fungal disease in mango becomes less severe due to rising in temperature, and that fungal disease are anthracnose and powdery mildew. Less severe under hot and dry climatic conditions, the fungal disease incidence becomes lower due to the lower spores activity and low humidity and extreme temperature. Due to the low and inactivated sunlight, the number of spores in the condition of fungal attack, the anthracnose and powdery mildew causes no more severity in the fruits. Fruit fly in guava also, in hot and humid conditions, increase pest incidence, especially the fruit fly in guava, causing direct quality deterioration. The fruit fly in guava during the fruit developmental stage attacks the fruit fruit, and it punctures sap from the fruits. And in the same time, after sucking the sap from the fruits, it also lays eggs in that pores, which later on, at the time of maturity of the fruits, these eggs becomes ready to hatching the larva, and that's why it deteriorated the fruit quality when the fruit mature, and or when the fruit the aphids and weevil larvae also increased if the concentration of CO2 levels changed in our climate. It may be observed particularly in the banana, when banana aphid transmitting viral diseases and causing munchy top of the banana. If there are several case studies regarding the impact of climate on different fruit crops, but here we shall discuss a few case study also. The objective of this case study is to understand that how CO2 concentration elevated and temperature increased, and which ultimately quality of the grapefruits. In the case study, we observed that the CO2 concentration was kept at 400 ppm and 700 ppm, and the temperature was kept ambient and 4 degrees centigrade more than the ambient temperature, and the water availability was normal or at full irrigation, and another at a cyclic drought when the temperature rise. The place of the study of such a experiment was at Pamplona of Spain, and the planting material was taken 2 cultivars of grapes, that is red Tempranillo and white Tempranillo. Experimental setup in the greenhouse for grapes, and we found that the malic acid content was deteriorated. It was 4.04 at ambient condition and 4.11 when the CO2 concentration elevated, and at normal at ambient temperature. But when the temperature increased by 4 degrees centigrade, the at a normal condition, the of CO2, the malic acid content was 3.15, and at elevated CO2 condition, the malic acid content increased, that is 3.43. in concern of tartaric acid, it also shows the same pattern as malic acid, whereas pH of the juice decreased by 4 to 3.9. And so far as the TSS is concerned, the TSS was 21.8 at ambient CO2 condition, and when the CO2 concentration increased, the TSS lowers by 21.1 degree Brix. And the same pattern was observed when the TSS increased due to the water stress condition. And in another case study, which is related to the another fruit crops, we observed that this experiment was conducted at Jonesboro, USA, Hill Research Farm, Jonesboro, Maine, USA, and the treatments given is the active heating more by 3.3 degrees centigrade and passive heating more by 1.2 degrees Celsius, and ambient temperature was kept under the control condition, while the fruit crops was wild blueberries. The effects of different conditions on fructose, total sugar, TSS may be seen by this bar chart, and we can conclude that the effects of temperature, climate change, and rise in temperature positively affects the concentration of sugars and acids, while the pH of the crop was different in different conditions. And this is the effects of we tried to show by the bar chart of pH, titratable acidity, glucose content, and other factors. Effects of temperature in control on mineral nutrients concentration in wild blueberries also reflected by chart bar, by bar chart in this slide, in which we can observe the effects of temperature in this way. Lastly, we can conclude that the effects of climate on fruit quality is cultivar and crop specific. In some cultivar, in some fruit crops, it affects positively. In some cultivars and in some fruit crops, it affects negatively. The climate change significantly affects fruit quality, yield, and nutritional value of different fruit crops. The raised temperature causing drought and elevation of CO2 and extreme weather alters the fruit size, taste of the fruits, color of the fruit skin, and its shelf life. High temperature and warming generally reduces sugars, proteins, anthocyanins, and minerals in many fruit crops, whereas in some fruit crops, in a specific condition, the sugar content increased. Climate change also increases pest and disease incidence, which ultimately lowers the fruit quality of different fruit crops. Therefore, we can say that the climate resilient varieties and adaptive management practices are essential to sustain fruit quality in future climates. And in such a way, we can say that we should not be afraid about the changing of climate of in our surroundings. In a lump sum way, we can say that where in present day we grow the temperate fruit crops, after global warming, we can grow subtropical fruits in that places. And in subtropical region, if if the global warming occurs or temperature rise, then we can grow the fruit crops of tropical region in subtropical spaces. Therefore, we should not be afraid about the changing of temperature. Various crops also acclimatize itself to the climate more or less. In that is about the effects of climate change on different fruit crops. If there be any queries, you may ask.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful and informative presentation. Your valuable thought, practical experience, and scientific perspective has provided us with a deeper understanding of climate change, their causes, and impact on fruit quality. Now, I would like to open the floor for interaction. Dear participants, you have any question regarding today's topics? Please free to unmute your mic and or type your question in the chat box. Sir will pleased to address your queries. Dear participant, you can unmute your mic and ask your queries.
if there be, please.
I think here is a question, sir,
Yes.
in the chat box. I am asking, सर इस वर्ष जो आम के पेड़ में फूल आने के बाद भी फल नहीं आए थे, तो इसका कारण तापमान में वृद्धि हुई थी, यह माना जाए, या फिर और कोई कारण हो सकता है?
हाँ, ये आम में इस बार ऐसा हुआ कि भाई कहीं कहीं तो फ्लावरिंग बहुत आया, कहीं कहीं फ्लावरिंग कम हुआ, कहीं कहीं फ्लावरिंग ज्यादा भी हुआ, लेकिन उसमें फ्रूट सेटिंग ज्यादा नहीं हो पाया। मैं अपने प्रेजेंटेशन के दौरान मैं जिक्र किया था कि मैंगो में फ्लावरिंग बहुत ही क्रूशियल होता है। टेम्परेचर और ह्यूमिडिटी के अगेंस्ट ये बहुत ही सेंसिटिव होता है। अगर जिस समय फ्लावरिंग आ रहा हो वो समय होता है हम लोगों का लगभग लगभग हमारे नॉर्थ इंडिया में, साउथ इंडिया में तो और अभी है, नॉर्थ इंडिया में ये जनवरी के लगभग का टाइम होता है। तो उस समय का एक तो शाइनी वेदर और माइल्ड टेम्परेचर जरूरी है। अगर किसी कारण से फॉगी वेदर 2-3 डेज भी, मॉर्निंग आवर में 2 से 3 घंटे के लिए भी अगर वो फॉगी वेदर होता है तो उस कारण से इन्फेस्टेशन एंथ्रेक्नोज का या इंसेक्ट्स में हम कहें मैंगो हॉफर का बहुत ज्यादा होता है। इसलिए हमें अटेंटिव रहने की जरूरत है। वैसे समय में अगर हमने प्रिकॉशनिंग मेजर के तौर पे अर्लियर अगर किसी फंजीसाइड का स्प्रे कर दिया है एंथेसिस के पहले या फिर फ्रूट सेटिंग के बाद, तो वो बहुत हद तक एंथ्रेक्नोज से बचाता है। लेकिन एंथेसिस के बाद फ्रूट सेटिंग के टाइम में अगर हम कॉशस ना रहें, मैंगो हॉफर का अगर इफेक्ट्स हो गया, इसका की पहचान ये है कि फ्लावरिंग पेनिकल के नियरर लीव्स पे एक चमकता हुआ सा वायली या हनी टाइप का चमकता हुआ सा सब्सटेंस फ्लावर या पेनिकल के नियरेस्ट लीव्स पे दिखलाई पड़ता है। यही उसकी सबसे बड़ी पहचान है। और अगर आप उस समय दिन के टाइम में पेड़ के नजदीक जाएंगे तो भनभनाहट की आवाज के साथ ये हॉपर उड़ेगा। लेकिन अगर मेरे कहने का मतलब ये है कि आपने प्रिकॉशनिंग मेजर के तौर पे फंजीसाइड्स का उपयोग कर दिया तो आप एंथ्रेक्नोज से बचेंगे। प्रिकॉशनिंग मेजर के तौर पे अगर आपने किसी सिस्टेमिक इंसेक्टिसाइड्स का स्प्रे कर दिया तो आप वैसे टाइम में मैंगो हॉपर के इन्फेस्टेशन से बचेंगे। लेकिन अगर नहीं कर पाया और वेदर चेंजिंग के कारण कभी लोअर टेम्परेचर या हायर ह्यूमिडिटी या 2-4 दिन मॉर्निंग आवर्स में फॉगी वेदर के कारण अगर इस तरह का चेंजिंग हुआ वेदर में, तो वो बहुत हद तक हार्म करता है हमारे प्रोडक्शन ऑफ सेटिंग ऑफ फ्रूट्स को मैंगो में। यही इस बार ये कारण हुआ इसका, जो कि हम लोग अटेंटिव नहीं रहे, प्रिकॉशनिंग मेजर के तौर पे फंजीसाइड्स या सिस्टेमिक इंसेक्टिसाइड्स का स्प्रे नहीं किया तो हमें लॉस हुआ। कहीं कहीं फ्लावरिंग कम हुआ, कहीं फ्लावरिंग ज्यादा भी हुआ, तो फ्रूट सेटिंग्स कम हुआ, फ्रूट सेटिंग हुआ, फ्रूट डेवलपमेंट हुआ तो बहुत ज्यादा अफेक्टेड हुआ, इन्फेस्टेड हुआ इंसेक्ट से, जिस कारण से क्वालिटी फ्रूट्स का पकने के बाद पता चला कि वो बहुत ही पुअर क्वालिटी का फ्रूट्स आए। Another question,
Sir,
sir?
I just want to ask one question, sir. Generally, what will be the adaptation strategies to overcome the effects of climate change on yield and quality of the fruit crops? And speaking in general, so what will be the adaptation strategies?
Our we can't change the climate climate or to minimize the bad effects of the climate change or increased temperature. Improve our microclimate nearer to our fruit orchards or fruit plants by just after the fruit setting, we should follow the minimum requirements of irrigation. It and further we can say that we should take the precautioning should spray the latest fungicide or the fungicides of broad spectrum only, not of the fungicides of for the particular case or diseases. That's all. Any other queries? Another query, if there be.
Hello. Sir, one query from
Ah.
my Pradhan. How can precision agriculture and AI help improve fruit quality under climate stress?
Yeah. Under the climate stress, the role of AI is very much under study, and of course, we Indians stress condition, weather stress condition, but in can follow the AI, the use of AI in our management, such as in developed countries, it is in observations in our country it is under study, and further in coming 1 or 2 years after use of AI, we can take the benefits of AI in minimizing the bad effects of our weather stress, yeah, climatic stress upon our fruit crops.
Yes, sir. One question from Subhadeep Das. Sir, can dragon fruit farming be good practice in climate changing condition because it requires less water?
Yes, of course, you are right that the dragon fruits have least effects of pests and diseases upon it, And as we know previously that the dragon fruits are no more sensitive to water availability. It can be grown in least water also, and the effects of pests and diseases are lesser on dragon fruits. In such a condition, we can say that we can grow dragon fruits in global warming conditions, and we can get the better fruit quality and productivity other than another fruit crops which affects more due to the climate change or changes in weather conditions. Yes.
Any other query, dear participants? Sir, one question from Manisha Kumari. Sir, what are the post-harvest losses in few fruits due to climate change?
Of course, the post-harvest losses will increase due to the climate change. Some techniques that if there is stress in water, there is a list the decrease. The spoilage percent will increase if the water content, but the post by adopting the proper post-harvest practices, that has started from the planning of orchard to the harvesting and post-harvest storage also. We have to take some more precautions during post-harvest, during the harvesting of the fruits, as well as during the storage of the fruits to prolong its storage life. But we can say in a short way that the post-harvest losses in some cases may increase and in some cases it may decrease, and ultimately we can say that the post-harvest losses after harvesting can be more or less will be unaffected regarding the percent of loss, because in some fruit crops it will increase and in some fruit crops it will decrease.
Yes, sir. One question from Priyanshu Tiwari. सर, कुछ पेड़ पिछले वर्ष ज्यादा उत्पादन दिए और उसके बाद अगले वर्ष आने से पहले ही सूख गए, इसका कारण क्या हो सकता है?
कौन सा फ्रूट क्रॉप हुआ है वो पेड़?
I have not mentioned. मैंगो.
हाँ, अगर मैंगो है तो उसमें देखिए इनिशियल स्टेज में जब हम स्टार्ट को हैं तो हम लोग प्रॉपर साइंटिफिक वे में ही उसको लगाएं। साइंटिफिक वे में का मतलब कि जब हम लोग प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं कि हमें ऑर्चार्ड लगाना है, तो लगाने का टाइम हमारे रीजन में लगभग लगभग रेनी सीजन है, या फिर हम लोग कहें कि जुलाई से लेकर के सितंबर या 15 अक्टूबर तक हम लोग प्लांटिंग कर सकते हैं। लेकिन इसके पहले, प्लांटिंग से पहले हम लोग को पिटिंग मतलब गड्ढे बनाना, फिर पिट फिलिंग मतलब गड्ढे को भरना, प्रॉपर जो भी है कंपोस्ट डिफरेंट मिक्सेस ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स डाल करके उसको भरना। अब भरने के बाद ये सारे काम जो है हम लोगों को मई के फर्स्ट फोर्टनाइट में कर लेना चाहिए पिटिंग का काम। फिर इसमें 10-15 दिन तेज धूप लगने दें, तो इसमें हम लोग जो रिकमेंडेड डोज ऑफ कंपोस्ट एंड फर्टिलाइजर है वो मिक्स करके इसको भरें। और तब फिर लगभग 3 वीक्स के बाद, अगर 1 महीने के बाद हो तो और भी अच्छा, तब हम लोग प्रॉपर होल करके प्लांटिंग करें। तब ऐसा ये कह रहा हूं मैं कि ऐसा अगर आप करेंगे तो इनिशियल स्टेज में ही पौधा को जैसे ही आप गड्ढे में प्लांट करेंगे, पहले से उसमें सारा उसका न्यूट्रिशन डाला गया है, तो वो तुरंत फिजियोलॉजिकल एक्टिविटीज को तेजी से चालू करेगा, मतलब उसकी बढ़वार तेजी से होगी। और जब बढ़वार तेजी से होगी, उसको भोजन पानी मिलता रहेगा, बढ़वार तेजी से होगी, तो साल भर के बाद भी मोर्टेलिटी उसमें कम होगी। जनरली अगर आप ऐसा करते हैं कि बस थोड़ा सा गड्ढा खोदे उसमें पौधे को लगा दिए, तो वो कुछ समय तक तो सरवाइव करेगा, लेकिन फिर नेक्स्ट ईयर क्योंकि उसके रूट को फैलने में दिक्कत होगी हार्ड सॉइल में, क्योंकि आपने 1 मीटर बाय 1 मीटर बाय 1 मीटर का गड्ढा नहीं किया था या गड्ढे को भरने की प्रक्रिया नहीं अपनाई थी, तो उसका ग्रोथ जो है वो तेजी से नहीं हो पाएगा, इसलिए उसमें मोर्टेलिटी नेक्स्ट ईयर ज्यादा होगी। लेकिन आप, इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ कि प्रॉपर साइंटिफिक वे से गड्ढे बनाकर फिर गड्ढे को भर करके फिर उसको अगर पौधे को लगाया गया है तो उसमें बढ़वार तेजी से होगी और मोर्टेलिटी कम से कम होगी। वैसे पौधे लगाने के बाद हम लोग पौधे लगाने के बाद हम लोगों को हमेशा नमी बनाए रखना चाहिए, पौधे के आसपास खरपतवार से उसको फ्री रखना चाहिए। और इनिशियल स्टेज में भी साल में 2 बार उसमें फर्टिलाइजेशन या फर्टिलाइजर हम लोग को देना चाहिए। इतना अगर हम लोग करते हैं तो मोर्टेलिटी कम से कम होगी, 5-10% से ज्यादा नहीं होगी।
Sir, one question from Gaurav Gupta. Sir, I have planted dragon fruit plant in UP. It get good health and flower used to come, but it do not get mature. Can we consider it climate problem or soil problem or any other problem?
हाँ, यूपी कंडीशन में आप in UP condition where you have planted the dragon fruits, it is proper if you are saying that the growth of the plants in initial months or initial years was satisfactory and it flowers at timely flowers, and
also he explained that hand pollination process is also done technically.
Hand pollination, if you have planted sufficient plants, there is no need of a hand pollination. Or if the weather is proper, after flowering, when the anthesis occurs, flowers open and pollination occurs in the flower, at that time we should be cautious that there should not be frequent raining, which shall ultimately affects the pollination process. And if weather is normal, then there will not be need of hand pollination. But if you have done the hand pollination, it is not bad. It may offer you the more better result. But you are saying that the fruit setting was poorer.
And growth
If
is
the-
also poorer, even though the year is
If
2
the,
years
if the
past.
growth
Those are
growth of plants or growth of
I
fruits.
think he's considering mature
Ah.
flower. Flower is good health and
Hmm.
flower use,
Hmm.
but don't get mature even after 2 years.
Sir, technically everything is good, but after flower blooming, the fruit is not maturing. It get dropped.
Ah. Okay. 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 If you are saying that the fruit setting occurs, fruit development also occurs, but it didn't reach to the maturity level and it drops. In that condition, you can provide sufficient macronutrients to your plants or to the crop or in the roots of the crop. In the macronutrients, in such a condition, the your result of soil testing was will be better to know the causes. But if you get supply the sufficient macronutrients, particularly the boron, calcium, copper, and zinc, these 4 elements. If you supply these 4 elements properly after the flowering, you can get the it not only help it will not only help to the growth of the fruits, growth of the dragon fruits, but it also provides strength to the point where at which the fruits are attached to its plant. In static condition, if dropping occurs, you can spray the mixture of at least zinc and boron in the concentration of boron, boron 1 gram per liter and zinc 4 to 5 grams per liter. If you will make the mixture of these two and spray when after the fruit setting at a 15 days interval twice or thrice on your dragon fruit crops, then the fruit dropping will decrease and the fruit retention will increase perfectly.
So it means we have to consider it as nutrient problem, not the climatic problem, right?
No, yeah.
Sir, one question from Sunil Singh.
Hmm.
Which mango variety are resistant against climate change?
There is no any variety of mango presently which can fight against the climate change. But at every places, in every condition, and in case of every varieties, the flowering of the mango and the fruit setting is very crucial and very sensitive to the temperature and humidity as well. And in such a condition, there is no is
Hello. Any query? I'm saying dear participants, any other query? I think they gave their all answers, sir. We are concluding the whole session. As we come to the end of the today's session, I take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Devendra Prasad Shah for sharing his valuable knowledge, research experience, and practical insight with us. On behalf of the organizer, EcoFast Agri Solution, and all the participants, I extend our heartfelt thanks to Sir for dedicating his valuable time and contributing to the success of this program. Once again, thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance and encouragement. Thank you all for your active participation. We look forward to meet you again in our upcoming sessions. Have a wonderful evening and stay safe. Dear participants, you may leave now. Thank you.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now.
Okay.